Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage, and I'm Leslie Watkins. Today I'm going to share with you a little bit of creative inspiration because I was recently asked why I love paper crafting so much. So I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible because this is a subject that I could talk about for a very long time. But what I did was I grabbed a few things that I've designed within the last year or so, and I thought I'd share them with you because they're kind of varied, and I think that they are very good representatives of the various things that you can do with stamps, ink, and paper, and maybe a few more advanced tools and ideas. So what you see here is a selection of boxes, gift bags, note cards, and a mask. So this is a mask that I made, and it can actually be worn. It has these beautiful gold ties to hold it onto your head, and it's embellished with all sorts of rhinestones and gold dots. It was created using a lot of die cuts from various die sets and stamp sets. There's a little bit of stamping here with gold embossing. I'm not going to talk about all of the various techniques because that would take a very long time, but I will tell you that you can find all of the things, whether it's the tools, the supplies, or the materials, on my online store. And so you can go look at that and get some further inspiration. But this was a very simple mask template that I started with, and then I just built on it with all of these wonderful leafy floral designs. And the inspiration behind here was the Green Man. And if you don't know who the Green Man is, you can go ahead and Google that. It's a mythological woodland character. I also like to make note cards. So here you can see another example of using a lot of different types of technique, including stamping, die cuts, layering so that it has an extra relief factor to it. Okay, and there's plenty of sparkles, there's pearls and little bubbles. There's even an actual starfish on here. Now this was a particular die set that I really liked, and it's actually a bundle, and I used it and a few other things to create these. This is an example of a decorated notebook cover that I made. So this is just a little notebook that I picked up in the stationery store, and then I decorated the cover. And this is actually a belly band. So I can slide this off just like so, and I have it protected under plastic so I don't lose any of the pieces during rough treatment in my bag or whatever. And then this can be slipped back on again. Now my background is in fine art, and I often like to include some painting with my crafting. So here's an example of a little watercolor painting I recently did, and some more die cutting and a little painting in the background to create this artist studio scene. Now, a lot of times we have occasions where we want to gift somebody something. So here's an example of a little gift bag that I created, and all of the colors, papers, cardstocks, and inks all match perfectly. I made a coordinating note card here. I stamped the envelope. It includes a tag, and the tag opens so you could put a little message in there. All right, and that is just looped around the handle of this little bag, and in here I have some tissue paper, and inside the tissue paper I have this little journal. And here's another card. Here's one that features a feather, so a lot of times I will incorporate a found object such as a feather to my design. And there's lots of sparkly gold glimmer on here, as well as this beautiful pale blue ribbon, and there's plenty of room to write the message. And I don't know if you can see, but the inside is stamped as well, very lightly. And a beautiful coordinating envelope with the printed inside. So this is one of the little journals that I made during one of my many journal making workshops, and it opens up with a bow closure. The front cover has some stitching. I actually used some machine stitching to adhere these different pieces of paper to one another. Okay. Decorative paper on the back with a beautiful oak leaf die cut. And inside we have various pages with tags. So here's a little pocket, like a library pocket, that has a tag inside. More tags. This is a centerfold flip out, so I can open that up, and there's places inside for photographs or for writing or memorabilia. It's a little packet of decorative cards. More of these little cards in this little tuck. And finally, in the back, another flip out. Okay, and there's an envelope here, or a pocket, that has a place to tuck some special things, and a little tag. Okay, so this would make a really sweet gift. It would work out beautifully for say a baby shower or a wedding, to have all those memories tucked in to save for another time. Now next we have this box, and for those of you who know me, you may remember that I was first introduced to box making when I was about 3 years old. My great aunt Flossie showed me how to cut out a piece of paper and turn it into a box, and I thought that that was pure magic. And I've never tired of making boxes since then. And of course, I've added a lot more to my boxes. So I used to paint my boxes and put a different image on each side of the box, and then later, when I got into paper crafting, I began making my boxes more dimensional with various types of decorations. So here you can see that there are some of the machine stitching, there are die cuts, there's fabrics, there is a peacock feather here, there's a charm, couple of charms. I've stitched on some beads and some gemstones, and I've got some sculpted paper flowers. Okay, so lots of stuff going on here. There's even a little postage stamp tag over to the side. And inside this box I have a note card to match, and Inside is one of my handcrafted journals. The bottom of the box is lined with this beautiful gold foiled paper. All of these papers and colors coordinate perfectly. And this was a design journal that I created to instruct a workshop to show people how they could incorporate some of their favorite note card designs into a book. So the outside cover is designed with some gold heat embossing, so I think you can see the image there, and also on the spine. Okay, so that's all shiny gold heat embossing. The cover features a beautiful die cut with a very decorative motif. There's a little swallow that has some material on it to make it shiny, to look like enamel. And you can see this beautiful dry embossed paper with that wonderful design in relief. In the background I have some ink painting that has the heat embossing over the top of it, and all of it is stitched down to the cover. Tucked inside, I have a little portfolio with papers in it. So we can open this up. And here's a little notebook with this beautiful coffee-stained handmade paper. All right, for note-taking. And then over here, we have just a little place to put some cards, some extra pieces of paper, a little tag, and on the cover, there's a little tuck pocket. This is a writing board, so this is a very stiff piece of cardboard. It features this beautiful little dangle that has a coordinating bead, and there's that swallow again, and a feather. And this is just used to tuck in between the pages so that you can journal and write on the pages without having a bumpy surface. That'll give you a nice smooth surface to write on. So inside the journal are these beautiful end papers that have the, I don't know if you can see the little sparkly gold touches on there. Let's see. If I turn it a little bit, I think you can see. And then in here, you can see there are quite a few pages. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 signatures, and each of the signatures has 8 pages. And so there's quite a lot going on in here. And this is what I call a design journal. It's something that I refer to when I'm looking for a little creative inspiration and some ideas, because I can use the things that I find in here as a springboard to do something else with a different palette of colors, a different theme, whatever the case may be. But there are lots of different wonderful sort of interactive things going on here. So here we have there's a little envelope, and if we open up the bow, you can flip that out, and inside we have this beautiful butterfly. And I use the butterfly because the butterfly to me symbolizes inspiration. So I thought that was appropriate for this book. There are stenciled pages with plenty of room to write on. There are little decorations on the strings holding the binding together. Here's a little portfolio on the inside that can be used to tuck a little card away or write a note. There are tags and little side tucks. There's that sweet swallow. There's another one. So, I think that this gives you a pretty good idea of just how far you can go with some of these paper crafting ideas and how many different elements you can use to combine to create something really wonderful. So I hope I gave you some good inspiration today. I hope I've given you a reason to reconsider paper crafting as an art form and a wonderful way to exercise your design skills. And I hope you'll join me in future paper crafting videos. So stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I will see you next time.